Welcome to the Dorms Podcast. How are you guys doing today?
Doing good,
Alright.
man. It's
Got the
not a
best
bad Saturday.
Not
got
at
the
all.
best find of the week in this working Canon film camera
Wild.
that goes for $250, but I got for $10.
Yeah, it's
I
really
got some
insane.
film, man.
Just buy some film. Was that 35?
Oh,
Yeah.
Ooh, I might seal that.
Or
Reveals it to
you
the
just
light.
fucked it. You just
well,
fucked
no,
it. No, I'm just kidding.
this part's already been
I know that.
You
exposed.
goofed it.
You done goof.
So I'm not gonna lie. For a second there, I thought he was just gonna proceed to pull the rest out.
Just keep going. He's like, look how much film I got, man.
Hey, look how much of this you can just expose.
Just the entire film goes bad.
Jesus fuck, man. That's a crazy find though. For $10, did like
Right?
what at a thrift store?
Well, it was over at our fairgrounds. Kind of like had a bunch of tables of people just giving out some of their stuff.
Fucking
First-
flea markets.
Yeah, I got that camera for $10. And I was like, well, I can use that lens on my own camera because I have a Canon adapter. But then I found out it works, so it's even a better find for $10. But the
Is
first
it
table
just
in
a
there,
normal EF mount?
I think so.
Well, if it's an older Canon camera, it's probably just EF. Yeah.
And then, first table in the place was a comic table. Had graded comics for like $130. I almost bought them, but they weren't comics I liked. But I got two dope Daredevil comics.
You should have gotten
Swaggy.
Infinity War, Ben.
Dude,
Or
they
Infinity
had
Comics.
they had a Secret Wars.
Like the old school Secret
think it-
Wars.
No, new Secret Wars for like $70. It was like
Like
issue
this
8.
one?
Yeah, that one. I think it was issue 8, Secret Wars.
Yeah, mine's the entire thing. So
I almost bought the graded Elektra comic just because I love Daredevil and Elektra, but I didn't know if I wanted that one hanging up.
Yeah.
yeah,
Fair enough.
But started new job this week. It's been
Oh, at the grocery store, right?
You've been busy this
Yeah.
week.
dude,
Had
I
a busy.
How's it been?
full
And you got a
hours.
haircut.
New haircut today. It's
You
been
looking fresh, looking like James Potter.
yes, sir. I was looking a little scruffy. I was able to put my hair in a ponytail if I wanted to. But we're back.
My hair goes all the way
Mhm.
down to like right here, like the top of my lip.
Well, that's where mine was. Mine was coming down here.
Mm-hmm.
And the barber was like, where do you want it? And I was like, let's just say like right eyebrow.
Rookies.
Yeah, right. Yeah, Matthew used to be a woman.
Yeah,
Mine went to my chin. Like it literally came down to my chin.
that's crazy. Yeah, your hair was super long last year.
How's school this week, boys?
Oh,
Yeah,
boring as hell.
It's
Yeah.
it's cool. I mean, we got classes off like the last day we were supposed to have classes, pretty much. But
Because Jeremy
Yeah.
got sick, but
Ooh, again?
I know it's weird.
It's going around again.
Well, this time it's a different.
I don't know. He just said he got sick. We don't know what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, you know how fun can school get? That shit's just ass. Just pushing through.
Right.
You just got to push it through, bro.
We're this close. We might as well just push
it'll
through.
Once it gets to March, it'll get fun. Once directing shoots happen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Remember, don't schedule that stuff day to day to day to day.
Yeah.
Give
Oh,
yourself
yeah,
a break.
yeah.
Yeah, Jeremy doesn't want to do that again either.
Yeah, we goofed that.
Well, also because you guys spent like almost 2 months just watching
You guys-
videos.
Also, to be fair, I didn't have a choice on what day I got because I tried for like a solid month trying to schedule it.
Yeah.
It just
Why did
wasn't
you guys?
working.
Why did you guys like? Why
Because
did you
everybody
guys
was scared to
watch?
go first.
No, why did you guys watch those videos for so long? It took
We
us a
spent-
full what?
We
Week and
spent
a
a
half?
whole
Week and a half.
a whole class watching one video each time.
Oh
What
my
the hell? No,
God.
we spent. Yeah, wow, that is
We watched-
outrageous.
Dude,
Two
We
at a
watched
time.
We watched 3 last time.
Yeah,
The last
sounds
one we
like
watched
Jeremy
3 of
learned
them.
from the mistakes.
That's crazy.
We just talked forever about them.
Yeah, so did we. But that
Kept us going.
Yeah, that's crazy.
that's
All
pretty
right.
weird.
Who's got news today? Are we ready to?
Have you even said
Me.
what we're doing today first?
The news?
I have no clue what we're doing. But
I mean-
yeah, what is today's podcast about?
Well,
superheroes, Matthew?
from the title
Dude,
though, they'd
and
be
your
able to
shirt.
know that. They'd be able to know that from the title.
Well, I don't remember myself, so
Bro's wearing that. Bro's wearing the
Did
topic, but
did you
forgot the topic.
coincidentally
Dude,
put on an Infinity Gauntlet shirt?
I just wore it today.
Wow, that's just a
I don't
weird
think I've ever
step.
seen him have that shirt though.
Cool that shirt though.
I've had it for a while.
It's one of his baby tees.
Baby, no.
All right,
He's got
Matthew,
like 3 shirts that don't fit
So
in.
what
there's
news you got?
like not a lot of news except for like the Michael B. Jordan Rainbow Six has found writers finally.
Oh, swear.
Um, yeah, there's not a lot of movie news.
I'm hearing positive stuff about Creed 3.
Mhm.
Looking good. Pretty
Um,
Yeah,
weird that Stallone's not in it.
yeah, that's crazy.
was he in Creed 2? I don't remember.
Yeah, he's been in every
Mm.
single Rocky movie except
Mm.
Creed 3. But to be fair, there's not much for him to do anymore
Yeah.
because Adonis doesn't need much training from Rocky.
It makes sense for the first movie and the second
Ugh.
movie, but yeah, this movie he kind of just
Yeah,
doesn't
I
need
don't
to be
know.
there.
I've only seen bits and parts of the second one, so
Second
Not-
one's great.
I've seen the full first one
Yeah.
and parts. Started the second one.
I've seen every single Rocky movie except Rocky Balboa, and they're all great except
For 4.
Rocky 5.
Rocky 5. Tommy Gunn, worst character in the entire franchise.
Yeah. The Rocky series is a very hit or miss series for me though.
Really?
Yeah.
See, they're not great movies, but I love watching them because I get so hyped up. Like Rocky 4, technically
course.
is not a great movie, but man, is it
Mhm.
it's so hype.
You just love watching Rocky beat the shit out of people.
I just love boxing and MMA movies.
Well, yeah, they're fun. They're fun to watch. Are you still looking for news, Matthew, or is that really it for the week?
So,
think it
like,
had-
Toy Story Frozen and Zootopia have sequels in the works.
Yeah.
Why?
And out of all of it,
Why?
only Zootopia should get a sequel.
Zootopia
Yeah,
deserves
we
a
don't
sequel.
need
Frozen is insane.
We don't need a third. We
Yeah,
don't
and-
need a fifth Toy Story.
Well, I thought that Disney said that Toy Story 4 was the end. That's why they did the whole
It
thing
was
with Bo Peep.
Yeah,
Okay, but
They
like,
did the whole
here's
thing
the
with Bo
thing with
Peep.
Toy Story 4. Woody leaves at the end of that movie.
Exactly. She's
Exactly.
gone.
To be
Where-
fair, Toy
where
Story
does
should have
he-
ended at 3. So I mean,
I will go on record saying Toy Story 3 is the best Pixar movie to date, and it's barely close.
by
still
what
think
other
that's-
movie?
For like Coco, Monsters Inc., and The Incredibles.
All
I think
valid
you're very
choices.
much. I think you're missing Wally.
Oh,
Wall-E. I think you're missing Ratatouille. I think the
think-
stories.
I think
the
they have
stories in
too
both
many
of
bangers
those.
to count. I think they have too many to count. So that's why
I
we
think-
all just kind of
I
put
think-
generalizations on them.
I think Toy Story
Yeah.
is my favorite.
Hey,
Toy Story
that's
3.
it. I'm not going to hate on that choice. You could have picked something so much worse,
Cars
Like The
3,
Good Dinosaur.
or
Cars 2.
the Good Dinosaur is not that bad. I honestly don't know why people don't like that movie. I really don't.
It
Cars 2.
bombed. Dude, when I was a kid, Cars 2 was...
No, Cars 2 is still not a bad choice for me. I don't think.
I don't think you've seen it in recent memory, then, Garrett.
I'm not
I
I'm
did.
not gonna rewatch
I
it
swear I
because
did.
I
I
don't
watched it last
want to
summer.
hate it. I don't want to hate it.
I'm not this last summer, but the summer of 2021.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
I can't even like think about that movie for too long because I'm like, it just doesn't make a whole lot of sense.
I love like the meme of talking about each Cars movie. It's like, oh, a race car gets stuck in Radiator Springs. The second one, an international super spy captures Mater while a egotistical billionaire shoots camera rays at race cars until they blow up and die.
Yeah.
And then the third one,
Lightning
Lightning
McQueen
McQueen is back to racing.
Trains the
He
new
retired.
generation. Lightning McQueen trains the
retired.
new generation. Now, the second one doesn't make any sense for the franchise, but as a standalone movie, I don't think it's that bad. It's really not. Mater's really
Just
funny in that shit.
It's weird
Fre-
for Cars.
Well, yeah, but like even if like you remember the Mater's Tall Tales that used to be on
Oh,
Disney
yeah.
Channel?
I watch
If
that
they
all
would
the
have
time.
if they would have released it as like a Mater movie, then I think it wouldn't have been bad. Because Lightning McQueen isn't much of a big part of the movie. Besides, he's the reason they're
He's
going
He's a
to Europe.
side character.
Yeah, he's the reason they're going to Europe and the races. Other than that, it's a very Mater movie. Mater's friends
Yeah.
with Finn Missile. Mater beats the Zod dude. Yeah, like
Weird,
dude.
weird movie.
yeah, it's named General Zod or something like that, right?
No, that's
No.
No,
that's a
the
Superman
You're
villain.
thinking
that's a Superman villain.
Well,
Good
that's
segue.
probably the most perfect segue we could have gotten. I mean,
Dude,
Oh,
what's
Garrett.
his name?
I don't know. It starts with a Z. It's some German fool.
Zola?
That's Marvel.
Yeah, Zola's a Marvel villain too.
Dude, I'm just listening German names that start with a Z.
All right, let me look it up because now I gotta know.
Because he's a weird, like,
Not-
little beetle
not
car
Cars
looking thing.
Dude, look. Tell me why I look up Cars and Cars 4 comes up and it says 2006.
Stop.
Dude, we missed it.
Stop.
Oh yeah. What is it?
You talking about this man?
Yeah.
Zoomed up.
That's not even
Zundop?
the villain though. That's not
Yeah.
the villain.
Well,
It-
that's and then there's
yeah, it is.
Miles Axel.
Yeah, it is.
It's Miles Axel that's the villain.
Well, yeah, but
They're
he's
both the
Elon
but
villains.
he's
Musk?
the yeah. They're like a collective villain.
Yeah.
They wouldn't
like-
name a car villain Miles.
They're like the Matthew
Wow.
Lillard and Skeet Ulrich of Scream.
Oh,
Okay. General Zod. Okay, he said he is a DC guy, right?
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
Superman villain.
Do you have a favorite supervillain?
Yes.
supervillain?
I think mine's pretty easy. Mine is Dark Knight Joker, but specifically the Heath Ledger version. No one else. Not Joker, just Heath Ledger's Joker.
Mine, it's cliche choice, but it is just the Joker in general. But I mean, like everyone talks about the Joker, so I'm gonna say like underappreciated villain, the Riddler. What the hell happened to Miles?
Miles, what are you doing to your face?
I was
bro?
messing with a light.
Mine's probably Drago from How to Train Your Dragon 2.
Rago from Game of
Oh.
Thrones.
Yeah, I don't even know.
That's a hard question because I don't like a whole lot of villains in like the
Yeah.
comics. But like, if I had to choose one of them, it'd probably be like Reverse Flash, just because I think
Valid.
Not bad.
the way he goes
I was
after
waiting for-
Barry is very. It's an interesting
It's so-
concept.
It's
so
so
dumb,
petty.
but it's very funny. He's like, "You ruined my life."
Dude, he's like, I can't kill you because I won't become the Reverse Flash. So what I'm gonna do is just kill your mom in the past. What I'm also gonna do is just come back throughout your childhood and just push you down a
Mess
set of
with you.
stairs so you break your arm, and then run away.
Bro's the definition of like a childhood bully.
That's fucked.
Yeah, it's funny.
That's fucked.
How about you, Matthew?
That is such
You
a
got a
hard
villain on your shirt
question.
right now.
I know, but
Matthew's probably picking somebody like a Squirrel Girl villain.
no,
Thanos?
I might say like Loki.
Okay, I have
That's
a
a good
question.
one.
Loki, that's a good one. Okay. Are we just talking? Okay, like, is it all superheroes encapsulated? Because I really like the villains from fucking Power Rangers. I know it's like, dude.
I mean, they're basically
know-
superheroes.
I
They got
know, I know.
comics. They got comics.
No, listen.
It's
Yeah,
actually
they're
on my
giving you
list
an
of something to
The
read.
actual design of the Power Rangers villains is terrible. They look like fucking they look
That's
terrible.
the charm.
But when you think about the actual reason they're trying to blow up the world or just take over the world, it's pretty fucked. And I think that's crazy. They're just like, we really don't like the Power Rangers. So what's the best way to get rid of them? Let's blow up the Earth.
I mean,
Rip.
it's not a bad plan.
I mean, that's one
It
way to
gets-
get rid of the Power
It
Rangers.
gets the job done.
Yeah. But me and Matthew were watching the Gold Ranger the other day.
Yeah.
Beat the shit out of those dudes by the river. He's like, Barracuda blade. And then he's dude, Power Rangers used to be my shit back in the day.
Dude,
Oh,
do you guys
dude, I
get the
think it was
videos of
everyone's.
people on TikTok? They play the Power Rangers intro, and the guy's like doing all the moves with like none of the special effects. He's like, Dinosaur.
Yeah.
I
Everyone in the
might-
comments like, yo, this guy's so good.
Dude, I might have a video. It's this little fat kid, and it sounds fucked, but he stands there and he just goes, and he turns into a Power Ranger and he starts dancing, and I had to save it on my, but I don't think I have it anymore. But dude, it was killing me. It was his Halloween costume. It's killer. Dude, there's some weirdos on TikTok with Power Rangers.
Dude, I've been getting these like two guys who play like competitive Yu-Gi-Oh against each other through lives.
Yeah.
And they like sit there with like their whole gauntlet of like cards and stuff, and they're like, Electric Boogaloo. And he's like, oh, and the other guy's like, that is a good move. A worthy opponent you are. I'm sitting there like, why am I watching like 10 minutes of this?
Yeah, dude, that's
This
weird.
guy. Do you remember a couple years ago, like 2019, 2020, there was that TikTok group that was just Power Rangers, and we had to
Yep.
like guess who the fucking TikTok creators were.
What happened to them?
Oh, dude, I just saw like a video of them like a month ago, and they were like, "It's been 2 years since we posted on this account," and it was just like a random dance video. But I remember I used to like really try and guess who they were. Like I was really trying.
Did it ever come out who they were?
Yeah, they did it on Halloween. They like did a whole
really?
review.
Wild.
Well, do you remember that
like a
like
fever
international
dream.
Spider-Man dude? There's a guy.
No.
There's a guy on TikTok
Oh,
who
a little bit.
international
All of his
Spider-Man, and he just
goggles
never
would
revealed
fall
who he
off.
was until like he got to a certain like follower count, and people kept trying to guess if he was like a follower or creator of TikTok. He was just some random dude.
Yeah, wasn't it the dude who like always did random like things in the Spider-Man costume and then like fall and his
No, it was,
eyepieces would fall off?
I
I
don't
know who he's
remember.
talking about, but that's not it.
Dude,
I don't remember.
I had to look it up,
Dude.
but international Spider-Man is so weird.
It's
Dude,
just
there's so many people on TikTok.
my favorite fucking like Spider-Man meme. That's why I was laughing so hard right now. It's Soups. He's laying on the ground and he's like, I fell. And he's like, I need to show you how I fell. And he's in a Spider-Man costume and he just gets on the wall and starts twerking. I'm just
My favorite one is when No Way Home was coming out, and you know like how hyped people were for that. It was everywhere.
of course.
And a guy goes like, "1 ticket, please," and the worker's like, "For what?" and just pans over, and the guy's wearing a full Spider-Man suit,
Yeah.
and then the video cuts.
Okay. No Way Home. The hype for No Way Home for I think the No Way Home hype was probably better than the Endgame hype.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, maybe.
I mean,
I
I
would
had
say
20 years of nostalgia with it.
Yeah, but I mean, but like Endgame was really building up. I think I don't know if I was a fan of like the Endgame build up just because it wasn't a lot of like in No Way Home when it was coming out, dude. The diehard fans were coming out, bro, everywhere. But with Endgame, I felt like it was more like a somber build up.
Mhm.
Like people were kind of sad to see it.
Well,
Like
yeah,
everyone in the
makes
theater was
And it
but,
was
like,
the end of like a whole
Yeah.
story, whereas No Way Home was just like a story.
well, but like even the atmosphere walking into the theater, I remember walking in and like at Endgame, everyone was quiet, just waiting for the movie. But like No Way Home,
No way.
everyone was
Everybody
talking, bro. It
ready.
was packed. It was,
I mean, if you think about it, the
couldn't even
way
hear the trailers.
how Infinity War ended, it's just half the people just died. So it was a sad ending. And so we were like, we took that serious, but with No Way Home, we were
Yeah.
like, we want a good time.
I also don't
And
think
then we
anyone
cried.
but I also don't think anyone gave a fuck about the No Way Home story. They just wanted to see Andrew, Toby, and Pete and Tom on the screen together.
I think to
Like-
a certain extent. But that
I mean,
story,
But
It's
like
not-
It doesn't make a
You
whole
look
lot of
at
sense
that
if you tear it
height.
apart.
it's not
you
that
look
tight
at
if you think about it, but it is it's a good ass like story.
if you look at the trailers for No Way Home, like going back and looking at them, you're like, this is like, you look at this and it feels like you're just watching fragments of different movies. But then, I guess No Way Home as a movie for me, I didn't even like. It was kind of whatever, but just purely the hype behind it, I was like, yeah, that's what made it awesome for me. I was really fucking with it.
I think it's only whatever for you is because you didn't have that like history with
Mhm.
Andrew, Toby, and Tom. So it was like way different for like comic and then comic book movie fans like we are.
It's
I was there
See, I
since the
think-
beginning.
it's so funny because you three have like a very different view of superheroes than I do. you're like, oh, this superhero is so much better for this reason, and I'm like, I mean, he looks pretty chill, so I like him.
Garrett's
I
got
mean,
costume design.
Garrett's in the boat where he gets tattoos for his mom on his arm, and I'm in the boat where I have a Superman tattoo on my arm. So like it's two different breeds.
We see where you
Yeah.
lie.
Yeah. But back to the supervillain thing, because I wanted to talk about this. I think I would way rather see a full-length origin story movie about a supervillain than a superhero, because Joker, the movie Joker, was such an enjoyable time because over time you're seeing them break down and turn into the villain that we see nowadays. But like as a superhero, their origin story is usually them being like a little fucking bitch, and then they're like, you know what, I'm gonna be a superhero.
Watch
But then there's
Megamind.
but then there's the Batmans. Well, you know what's funny, Miles? I just watched Megamind last night.
I was watching a YouTube video on it yesterday. That's why I was like, watch that movie.
Well, yeah, he's like sitting there, he's like, I am dying. This is how I die. That was actually a pretty good origin story.
More like
But like
under new management.
under new management. Yeah. I think I'd rather see origin stories on supervillains because I think they're more interesting to watch. You see them break down. Like I know Taxi Driver isn't a supervillain movie,
It is.
obviously.
Joker.
Okay, I mean, yes, it's a supervillain movie, but like not obviously in the context we're using
It's
it.
more like an anti-hero movie.
Well, yeah, but like in our context of the conversation currently, supervillain. He's
Yeah.
not an actual supervillain.
He's just a
But
villain,
you see
dude.
him break down, and then Joker, you see him break down, and it's crazy because you don't know what the fuck they're gonna do because they could literally do anything. Well, superheroes, most of them don't kill. Even in the Dark Knight, when the Joker is standing in the middle of the fucking highway, Batman could have ran his ass over.
Yeah,
he
but that's
didn't.
not Batman's thing.
Exactly. They just don't kill.
Well, I think the only
Even someone as
movie,
hardcore as Batman.
the only movie that I can think of that I would want a villain like perspective from would be a Superman movie told from the perspective of Lex Luthor, just to see his mind of him thinking he's the hero because he's like trying to take out an alien god who thinks he's there to protect Earth and is its savior. And he's like, "Oh, about that one."
Yeah, like Lex Luthor doesn't have the wrong idea. Like I'd probably think the exact same thing.
That's
If a
the thing.
random ass-
Like his methods are wrong, but his idea is kind of understandable.
you know what's crazy? I feel like that's probably a common theme for most villains.
Most good
feel like.
villains,
Okay,
you
yes,
gotta,
most good
you gotta
well-written
be
and
able to
well-
understand their
Yes.
motive.
There's the very few like Omni-Man who is strictly there to just hurt people. It's strictly there to just
Oh
hurt.
man, I
But
kind
hold
of
up.
understand his methods.
No, fuck you.
I mean, he
No.
is just like,
Well,
his
okay,
race
yeah.
is just a space Hitler, but
I understand it. Like his dictator's like, yo, you and your team are strictly here to create more fucking people like us on different planets. Go do that shit. So you can understand it. He's just doing what his boss is telling him.
he's a soldier.
But as a Earth man myself,
As a man of Earth,
I cannot respect him for just going out there and being like, you know what? I'm just gonna go ahead and fuck everyone up here real fast. Gonna
Well,
just
let me-
have people's arms just holding there in the air, just their arms though.
But let me tell you, as someone who has read every single Invincible's story, Omni-Man's story after this only gets better. It is one of the best redemption arcs I have ever seen. It's up there with Zuko,
Really?
Damn.
if not better.
Do you consider Avatar? Oh,
I mean, Avatar
Do
has
you-
comics.
no. Do you think they're superheroes?
They have abilities that
No.
are
I
able to
think-
manipulate
I think-
stuff. I mean,
Well,
that's what
I
a
think
power
Aang's a su-
is.
I think Aang's a superhero. I don't think Katara is a superhero because she's not fighting for the greater good. Isn't that
See,
technically what a superhero is? Fighting for the greater good.
Yeah,
Sometimes, yeah.
but it's like a larger than life person.
Well, okay, hold on. Before
fighting
you answer that,
Avatar
Ben,
state
Okay.
is a.
before you answer that, Ben, you said sometimes, Matthew. What do you mean? What
What do you mean?
superhero has never fought for the greater good?
You're Spider-Man.
dude, I just
any Elseworld story,
yeah.
any story written by
That's a general question, by the way.
Alan Moore.
Because
Any
like Deadpool doesn't fight for the greater good, but he's also not a
He's an
superhero.
anti-hero.
He's more of an
Yeah,
anti.
he's not a
Deadpool
superhero.
fights for him not himself, but he says himself.
Yeah, like in both the movies, he's fighting for Vanessa.
Yeah, but he always disguises it for like personal gain.
Yeah.
Well, that's just Deadpool, though.
But that's just kind of like what makes Deadpool entertaining.
True.
Well, like the whole Avatar discussion, I think it would be it's a larger than life person living in a world where not everyone is like them. But in the world of Avatar, I mean, you have 4 different tribes or that have bending abilities. Not everyone, but like it's pretty common for people to be benders. So I think Aang would stand out among the rest
Because if he's the Avatar?
because
Okay.
he's the Avatar and his intentions, where everyone else is just a citizen.
Your point is very valid. But My Hero Academia, it's very common to have quirks, but they're all considered superheroes. If you do a superhero deed, of course.
No,
Uh-huh.
you have to get your provisional license to be a superhero.
Yeah, that one's about like you have to. It's like legally becoming a superhero.
It's like the
Okay, but the
Sokovia
thing is,
Accords.
okay, what happened? But like, if I went and saved 6 people out of a burning building and I didn't have my provisional license, am I not a superhero?
No, you're just a
How?
hero for saving people's lives.
But if I
You don't
used
have
a
that title.
but if I used a superpower and I
That's
helped someone,
It's a weird universe over there.
see,
Because their laws
That's
are
what I'm
very
saying.
like jacked up from what I can recall.
Because what
because
they
if
did
someone,
is they took like basically the Superhero Registration Act from Marvel or the Sokovia Accords, if you want to go with the MCU, and like they made that their whole thing of you have to be registered as a superhero and trained to be a superhero. Whereas in
Yeah.
like every other comic, you just get your powers and you're a vigilante, and
I
people
just think
accept it.
I think the definition of superhero is just very is been used loosely in like the last 15 years.
Mm-hmm.
Fair enough.
Because like My Hero, I just think it's weird that you have to have a license to be considered a superhero. You know what I mean?
But I
like
think that's what
Aang,
kind of makes it interesting in that universe.
oh yeah, but like in The Incredibles, superheroes are banned, right?
Yeah, because of
What Bob did.
I also understand. It wasn't Bob.
No,
It
he
wasn't
was
Bob,
the
it
he
was
was the
fuck that.
he was like the final catalyst to cause the laws to go into effect because he
Yeah.
like broke the guy's
Because
fucking
he's
neck from trying to save him.
well, and okay, Incredibles is
Shouldn't have been in
such a
danger.
Incredibles is actually one of the best written movies probably I've ever seen.
Okay.
Simply because of the way that the law gets banned. Because no one liked the superheroes, and the dude was like, "I wanted to die. This fucker saved me. I didn't want that." And look, now he caused a bunch of damage to the city. And it's crazy because everyone was like, "He's not wrong."
Right.
They completely pushed past the idea that he saved someone's life. So that's why, like in My Hero, do you think that they would get mad if someone who wasn't a superhero went and helped? Like, you're not a superhero. What the fuck are you doing here? Because that almost happens in the beginning of the show, right?
No, because everybody who gets
Kind of, but kind of
saved,
not.
like in the first episode, everybody who gets saved is like a registered hero. Like whoever saves people, like that one tree dude, Mount Lady, they're all registered heroes at that point.
Well, Deku wasn't a registered hero when he went in the beginning and
But
saved the dude
he
from the
didn't save
goo.
Bakugo.
But he also,
He
but
didn't
no,
save him.
he didn't
All
have a
Might
he didn't
did.
have a cork.
Exactly.
Yeah, he was just a
Mm,
normal human at that point.
So he was just being dumb, and he's just go fucking jump into some fucking weird lava looking goo shit.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
But as of right now, yeah, no, that's not how it is in My Hero. But like, people hate the heroes right now.
That'll
Mm,
happen.
people hate them.
It happens a lot
Yeah.
in comics, actually.
Well, it makes sense because like in a world of like normalized people and a bunch of superheroes start appearing and they start causing damage to you and people that you know, I feel like you'd get a little bit mad at that.
I mean, superheroes really all superheroes are is just a power structure. You have your
It is.
humans and then people with powers. They're not
It's gods.
well, yeah, they're not well, but that's different. Like there's a difference between gods. Deku's not a god. He just obtained a power.
No. He's a
He's a god
god.
now.
He's a god among men.
But like, okay, so All Might, when he gives Deku his powers, he's not a god.
Deku's not a god at that point. No.
He's not a god anymore,
Well,
right?
as
All Might,
long as when he runs out of his powers, yes, he's no longer a god.
but still, but how is he a god if when he has the powers? Because I don't think you can be You can't be a
See,
god if you're given powers, right?
my
No way.
hero is a
Yeah.
weird setup because
Yes.
like what is it? 70% of the world has powers.
Yeah. And it's because of evolution. It's weird. It makes no
Right. So
sense.
that's a weird stance. But
Right.
if you take something like the DC universe, damn, I just broke my Superman figure. All right. Anyway, if you take
That's
the DC
depressing.
universe where it's like, I don't know, logistically it's like 3% maybe of
Yeah,
powered
it's
beings
not
inside
even
the universe.
that high.
That would be gods, right? And
Mhm.
that's kind of the whole thing with DC is it's like the way I describe it is it's gods trying to be humans, where in Marvel it's
It's
humans
humans trying to
trying
be
to be
gods.
gods.
That was when you told me that like
Yeah.
last year. I was like, that is definitely the best way to describe it. Only reason I asked that is because let's go down a different path. So Percy Jackson, that's strictly gods, right?
Yeah.
Is Percy Jackson a superhero?
No,
Yeah.
Okay,
He's
now
the son of a god.
listen. If Deku is a god for having superpowers, but he's also a superhero. Why isn't Percy Jackson a superhero if he's also a
okay,
god?
but that also goes back
Because
to the same
he
thing. Hold up. This
he
also goes back to the
defeats
same
the
thing.
lightning.
But at the same time, what is his ability? To control water. What about Katara? She controls water in the same similar way that Percy Jackson does.
Hmm.
So why would not she
So
be
Okay,
is
considered a superhero?
I don't think Katara's a superhero, but I also don't think Percy Jackson's a superhero.
That's my stance
Because
on it. Like Percy Jackson
well,
wouldn't
yeah,
be a superhero if Katara isn't considered a superhero.
I don't think Percy Jackson's a superhero because I don't think gods and superheroes should be related. But Superman is literally almost the
okay.
embodiment of that.
Okay.
So it's
But
like, fuck, man.
in this circumstance of Percy Jackson, I think he is a superhero because there's not very many characters in that universe that help people.
I think
The
by
gods keep to themselves. Percy was one of the first people to step outside of that bound and actually help humanity.
see, I
At
think a
least in
Not a
superhero.
complete
thousands
god.
years.
Yeah, I mean, my definition of a superhero to me is someone that goes out of their way to help, right? Whether that is an actual superhero or not. That's why it's like Percy Jackson didn't go out of his way to help anyone. He was clearing his name. If he was never considered the lightning thief, he doesn't go after Luke. We don't have that movie, right?
Yeah, but afterwards, the whole series, you get that.
Well, of course, right? So that's where I'm like, I don't really consider him a superhero. Where like Katara is also not really a superhero because she's not going out of her way. It's Aang. She just happens to be there.
Yeah.
So it's like,
That's situational. Like she was
of course,
thrown into that
of
lifestyle.
course. But like people like Superman, Batman, obviously all of your Jared or like your normal superheroes, they're definitely superheroes because their whole point is to save humanity, save people.
Hmm.
Even though Batman has a different way of doing that, and he has different morals than everyone else. He's like, I'm doing this for more than just you guys.
Right.
Okay, that's probably a good question. Who's the most complex superhero then?
Complex.
Yeah,
For
yeah, like
hero?
yeah. Because every villain's complex to some extent.
Mhm.
That's hard because I feel like a lot of the mainstream ones aren't that complex, but they also very much are.
Like
I would
Batman's super
argue.
complex. Batman's super complex. Especially with all of the media that's been written about Batman, there's so much stuff. There's no way he's not complex.
I
Like you
think
get stuff from like Matt Reeves' Batman to Christopher Nolan's Batman to the comic Batman. It's like you have to encapsulate all of it
I'm gonna choose Superman.
as the most complex hero.
Maybe not the most, but one of, because you take a character whose planet was destroyed, gets thrown into Earth, and he's the last survivor of his planet that he knows of at the time, right? And he is adopted by your typical farm family, right? Two very good parents. And he is raised to be a farm boy, and he is a Boy Scout. He's a good-natured person because of how he's raised and his morals.
Mm-hmm.
But then when he grows up, he wants to leave that and become a hero and save everyone. But at first, he's feared because he's different than everyone. He's not the first superhero, but he's like known as the first hero, right? And so He's a god. He scares everyone. He's an alien. Everyone, whether you like it or not, people are gonna fear aliens, right?
Of course not. Of
Mhm.
course.
And so what becomes complex is he has these god powers, and he can, if he wanted to, he can go and stop every single war on the planet Earth. But he doesn't, because that's not his job. His job is to save and help people, not fix the Earth, right?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he has to decide between what is
Good and what's
worth
right.
interfering and what's not worth interfering with.
Mm,
And so he's trying to logistically separate his abilities around the world so that it's fair for everyone and he's not picking favorites. But he's also tasked with being a god, but he also has to be just a father, right? And I think that's the most interesting version of Superman is him being a god, but he wants to be just a regular person, but it's his responsibility to be a god.
Mhm.
Sounds like
Yeah.
Metro Man.
Yeah, I can see that.
Megamind?
Superman's just bro. Megamind's not a bad choice. I was thinking more Jake Long, American Dragon, but I'm just kidding.
Ain't no way.
No, but Jake Long, American Dragon is very complex. He's a very complex character, but that's not. I'm not being for real. I think probably the most complex superhero to me, I gotta say Batman. Spider-Man's also a great
Yeah,
choice.
I was gonna say, like, you could make the same
You
argument
make the same
Ben makes
argument for all
Superman
3
gets
of them.
Spider-Man.
But
Yeah.
The thing is
Quite
like,
literally the
like I
opposite,
think
though. He's this nerdy ass, like wimpy kid who's given godlike abilities
He gets bullied, yeah.
and changes that around, and so like he's
Dude,
always
and
raised
like
to be like, okay, I'm raised by good people, but like it bothers him because his aunt and uncle are trying to be in his life, especially in the Raimi movies. And so when his uncle dies, everybody fucking knows that. Spoiler alert if you didn't know Uncle Ben died.
ain't no way.
it's just
Matthew's like, what?
no way.
But that's what makes him interesting because at first he fought to avenge his uncle, but then he realizes he can fight for the people of New York and the world as a whole.
Yeah, I think for Batman, for me, man, it's like, how old was he? Like roughly around 9 when his parents were
Yeah.
murdered.
Yeah.
So it's like you got to think for this kid, he's a 9-year-old boy whose parents were just murdered in front of him, and he's just left it, right? So
Yeah.
you're already growing up with that, and then from what we see in the Nolan movies, we see him fall down the well, right? And that's what I'm trying to think of the whole story combined. So the best way I think of like his origin story is from the Nolan movies. His parents were killed. He grows up with this mansion by himself. He's got no other family except for Alfred. And
See,
then I think he's just Batman is he's like the embodiment of like being so alone and within your thoughts that your thoughts become like the embodiment of you because he's so in his head that when he becomes Batman, it's like this other half of him takes over to get away from this shit.
I
So
would
then
agree.
when he goes back to Bruce Wayne mode, that's why in like the Dark Knight, he's always just hiding away. Or when he's messing with Harvey Dent, he's always like being super suave to be anything but Bruce Wayne. That's what I feel like.
I do think one of
I
the best
think
Batman quotes, probably that I can think of, is the one in Young Justice where they're talking about kicking out Captain Marvel, and
Mhm.
Diana
I know
brings
which one
up
you're
the
talking about.
fact that he brought Robin into crime fighting, even though he was just a kid, and then they're like, so he would turn out like you, and he's like, no, I just go, he wouldn't turn out like me, and I'm like, that's why he's alone, but he has all this family, but he doesn't want them to turn like what he could become.
See,
Like
Except for
that's
Jason,
what is so
because Jason's kind of
so
just like,
compelling and complex about Batman. It's not his origin story. Like it's a very like interesting origin
It's what
story.
he does after.
Yeah, it's what he does as Batman. He leaves his Bruce Wayne persona. That becomes the mask. Batman is him. But I think what becomes so compelling and interesting is when he gets a family, because he lived most of his life without one after seeing them murdered
Lego
in front of
Batman
him.
movie did it best.
They did. And like that's not even a joke, right? It takes him forever to realize that Alfred is now his father. And then he starts adopting sons. And because he sees himself in them, he sees Dick Grayson, the first Robin, whose parents also pass away in front of him. And he sees himself in that, and he wants to create something better than what he is because he's going to learn from his mistakes. And then it's just how he treats each person afterwards in a different way because he learns from his mistakes. Usually, only sometimes. Other times, he's like, I'm gonna do the exact same thing I just did 12 issues ago.
I think what also adds to his complexity is like I don't know the show, but it's like it's one of the Robins is going to a warehouse to like fucking
Jason
I don't
Todd.
know. Okay, that's probably what it is then. Yeah.
Yeah.
And he fucking the shit blows up and
Yep.
he's all sad and he's like you could see it throughout the episode and when Diana's trying to talk to him, he's going through that shit so hard, but he doesn't even understand how sad he is because then he starts crying and then obviously later he goes and fucks everyone up. And I think in that moment, I think it was such a moment of vulnerability that it adds to the complexity of Batman because now he understands, now he understands that it's more than just my parents, that I'm putting that like could die. And these are the people I'm putting in jeopardy because someone that I just cared for that I said would keep safe just got murdered. And even in the show when Superman dies or whatever it is, and they're like, "Are you going to the funeral and shit?" And he's like, "No," and he tracks him down because he's still alive. I think that's also sick because that also shows that he's got a lot of compassion, which we never really get to see from Batman usually.
Okay, so with Jason Todd is Batman's greatest failure, right? That's what he is known as because he let his son die. And I think that moment is so important of Jason dying for Batman because that's the last time Batman sees anything black and white. He sees Jason dead and he's like, okay, he's dead. I messed up. But Jason comes back, right? Batman didn't check any clues. He didn't check his work to make sure that, hey, what if he is alive? That's the last time he just sees it as, okay, this is the fact. So afterwards, when Superman dies, it's just like, oh shit, I'm gonna track this guy because I've seen other people come back. And then Batman is he becomes that prep guy because he knows anything can happen and nothing is as it seems. So I think it's Batman learning from his mistakes is what makes him, my opinion, the greatest fictional character of all time.
I like to take my answer back, and I'm going to say Dick Grayson from the Teen Titans show. But Batman is a very close second. They might be tied for me. Just because Robin in that show, it's
the Deathstroke stuff.
No, the Deathstroke arc is fucking insane. The part where they're outside and he's yelling at Starfire, "Stop it!" And he runs by and he's screaming at her in her face, and she just goes, "There was no one there." Bro, his eyes, even though it's all, bro, I'm sitting there and I'm welling up because you could tell right there that everything that he has ever known for like the last 3 days is just not been happening. I think, oh man, his character, I could probably talk about him forever, dude. I could probably talk about him forever, man. Also, there's like that shitty scene in Teen Titans Go where they're like, "Robin, your parents, they're alive. Go in the room. Mommy, daddy." And he runs in and fucking
so messed up.
Fucking taped him.
Okay.
And then Raven's like, "Damn, guys, that's fucked up." He's like, "Come on, Raven. It's just a joke." Left alone.
Teen Titans Go is bad, right? But it's only bad compared to what we had before of the Teen Titans show.
Well, yeah, because
Teen
I
Titans
think
Go as a show is hilarious if you're a DC fan.
it's probably really funny.
That show just perfectly makes fun of everything in that universe, and I love it.
And sometimes you get out of the universe.
It brings such a lightheartedness to it all.
Have you seen the crossover episode, Ben, where they meet the original animated Teen Titans and then other ones?
No, I have not watched Teen Titans Go in like 9 years.
Yeah,
it's wild because
9 years. It didn't come out in 2013.
It did.
Maybe it was like 2015. I stopped watching, but that.
But in this arc, like Raven, something happens to Raven. They're trying to get her back to her usual self, so they're going between, they're going through the multiverse and meeting all the other versions of themselves.
Sounds like
and
that's
they
pretty crazy.
2005 Teen Titans.
The 2005 Teen Titans for me is easily my favorite superhero media I have ever seen in my life. Thinking about it, I've seen
not a bad pick.
Oh, I just think dude, the writing is so fucking good. when we start finally fucking getting into Raven shit, and she's fighting Trigon, and she turns into White Raven. Fuck, man, it's so good. And
Raven
then
the
like,
White.
and I think my favorite part about that show, not I think I know, it's they they cleverly get you to watch each character's arc like like secretively, if you know what I mean. They'll throw Blackfire in the first episode, and then the next 15 episodes are about Starfire without being about Starfire until you see Blackfire again. And then obviously Robin's Deathstroke arc was like his main shit. Raven and then Cyborg and even Beast Boy with Terra. Like, yeah, dude, shit was good. With Deathstroke's first death, like, yeah, dude, Teen Titans was the shit. And that intro, bro, that shit was classic.
Here's my question. What kind of characters do you like? Because I feel like, well, characters and stories. Because I know Miles really likes big, like, events and like cosmic stuff like that. Whereas I like really down to earth, like street level stories. So, what
Yeah.
characters and stories do you like formatted?
I feel like Garrett also likes the street level characters.
I mean, yeah, like Batman, Robin,
Iron
shit like
Fist.
that.
Yeah.
Shang-Chi.
Oh, yes, sir. Dude, Iron Fist was actually not bad on Netflix. Listen, it was not bad for me, bro. I thought it was pretty
I think
cool. The
Garrett,
scene where he
get out.
he blindfolds his ass and he starts beating the shit out of walls.
Let me tell you, I watched 12 of the 13 episodes of that first season.
You
And
didn't just finish it?
no. And I hated
Hard
all of it.
So you're telling me you watched 12 episodes that you hated and said, you know what? I'm just not going to watch the last one.
That's exactly what I did.
I like more of the cosmic side of like superheroes.
You like big stuff?
Well, just like cosmic outer space stuff.
Okay.
I don't
And
know,
what
man.
kind
I
of
So
just
like
think like,
Green Lantern.
I think shit like, I don't know about street level because like, I don't know, but like, is like the Joker street level shit? I
Yes.
guess so,
Yes.
yeah.
Until
Like,
he becomes the Darkest Knight.
well, yeah, but like,
Or Emperor Joker.
what's above street level? Just straight to
Uh,
cosmic?
No, because there's like
No.
3 different levels in between
There's a
those.
whole list, bro.
Okay, I guess
So
like
it's
whatever.
like
Yeah, the street level shit.
street level, and then it goes like worldly, so like Earth problems. Street levels would just be like your town or your city.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And then earthly, and then space or
Mm.
cosmic.
Mm.
And then even outside of space would be like multiversal.
Yeah,
Seems pretty fucked.
I'm someone who loves
God.
street level. All of my favorite characters are street level characters, like besides Superman. So like Daredevil, Batman, Nightwing, those kind of characters are my guys. And I just love like especially Daredevil
Agreed.
comics. It's always just him fighting like the mafia or organized crime or like a ninja organization. It's great.
Agreed.
And then I like Superman stories when they're told on a personal level.
Mm. Yeah, I think I everything you just said, I probably agree on completely.
But I found like that's just how I see stories. I love like I love big spectacles, but I love that story told from like the most personal level. Like you take
It's
The
like-
Last of Us, it's zombie apocalypse, whole world problem, but I love that it's a very personal story told between Joel and Ellie.
It's literally just realistic fiction. Like Robin as a character could very, very well be a real person. Like he doesn't have any powers. He's just a man who really knows martial arts and has some cool ass gadgets. But like someone like Superhero Man, it's not very. That's more very fictiony than realistic, right? Like Thanos and shit. That's very more on the fiction side. But like I consider Batman still kind of realistic fiction. Like The Dark Knight as a movie as a whole isn't the most obscure thing ever. Yes, like putting 2 crazy bombs on boats and then making them decide which one they're gonna kill. It's pretty fucking insane. But like Joker is not that crazy to like think about. It's just someone going mentally insane well over a period of time. Batman, someone who experiences a really traumatic experience in life that eventually leads to some really fucking dark, brooding shit. You know, if you just find the right billionaire, shit, you might fucking get a Batman. Put Jeff Bezos in a Batman suit, bro. He'll fuck it up.
Elon Musk. Put him in an Iron Man suit.
Space Batman
Ain't no
Elon
way.
Musk. Spaceman Elon Musk.
Elon Musk would be a villain of the people.
Nah, he'd be like Ironmonger.
Oh, that's a great question. If you were a supervillain or a superhero, what would you be?
Dude, hold up.
'Cause
Me and
I-
Matthew have had like an hour-long discussion about this like 4 weeks ago because we were talking about it. And we're like, dude, yeah, if we went down this route, we could be pretty bad people.
Dude, Matthew said he's just
the
going to be a
power would go
villain.
to my head.
He's going to be Homelander.
Which is
dude,
is way more fucked up.
You should have saw Matthew last night, right after I nut tapped him, bro. If any of that rage came out, yeah, he would have put you blow up the earth.
If Matthew had superpowers, Garrett, you'd probably be dead.
If Matthew had superpowers, I'd nut tap him to see what he would do right there.
Just fucking laser vision your face.
Instead of what we think, let's figure out what do we think each other would be.
Ben's a superhero for sure.
I think Matthew would get powers, be interested in it for like 2 weeks,
and
then chill until he's called out for action.
No, I think Matthew would be the Chronicle type. Like, he doesn't know what to do with his powers, and then that shit just goes wrong, and then niggas just start dying, and then he's just like, fuck!
Matthew
what do I do? Yeah.
Matthew would fit in that movie.
He's just, fuck, man. He's like Michael Jordan and like the other dude.
Wait, what movie?
Chronicles.
Oh.
Michael B. Jordan.
As long as you're not the main dude. Not Dane DeHaan.
I think Miles and Ben would also be superheroes. I think honestly, you guys would probably be a team too.
Wonder Twins.
Would just like to mention unintentionally, I have a Superman curl this entire video, and I can't like.
There you go.
There you go.
There you go. I think Ben would be like Ben's like the superhero. He's very hometown. Like, oh, he's Mr. Incredible if it was in Powell, Wyoming.
Nothing's gonna happen here.
Oh, this cat got stuck in a tree. Just shake that shit out for no reason.
He'd be Mr. Incredible in Powell and then have to do nothing with his superpowers the entire time he's there.
Yeah. But yeah, you'd probably be Mr. Incredible. Miles? Who's Miles like?
I think I'd be like Daredevil level. Whereas I would just chill in like Hell's Kitchen and only focus on my people until someone really needs my help.
I can see that too. Oh, Miles is like a Ninja Turtle. I think so.
I'm the last Ronin.
True.
No, just because you're super smart. You probably come up with some random techie shit. But then like I love you, bro. Well, I love you, bro. But sometimes you can just be mad, like not lazy, but you just can like just forget about everything and then just chill.
I like that.
So I can imagine one day Miles is out there like with fucking binoculars scoping niggas out, beating their ass, and then you just come back and he's just in his fucking underwear again, just chilling out.
Chilling
I'm
in
just
the sewer
Metro
eating
Man,
a
dude.
pizza.
A Metro Man.
Metro Man from Mega Man? Oh. Yeah.
Damn. I feel like Garrett he'd be interested as fuck in his superpowers, and then kind of similar to Matthew, he would just not want to use them, I would say, because he gets
No.
Now you sit there, you'd be in your apartment just like, do I use them? You use them for mundane shit. You'd use them for mundane shit.
What I'm thinking. Garrett would get powers.
Use them to get pizza or something.
He'd use them for good, but then he'd get bored with that and figure out, what else can I do with this shit?
I'd get like, well, I said it like last year. Chris interviewed me and he was like, if you could have invisibility or like the ability to fly, what would you do? And I was like, oh, I would just be invisible, because then I would just go into any club I want and just look at all the shorties, just get butt naked in strip clubs.
Exactly, you would find the most random things to do with your powers.
Miles would call me, yo, what are you doing right now? Oh, I'm in fucking Tokyo. Oh, I just flew over to Tokyo real quick because I know there was some sake going around. I was interested in it.
No, Garrett would become like the Amazon of his friend group, and like people would be like, "Hey, can you get this for me real quick?" And then he like, "Oh yeah, sure." That's a fee though.
No, I'm like Omni-Man, but he's like, "You want to go to Italy for lunch?" I'll just take her to Italy for no reason.
Garrett would start charging people to use his powers.
He's the Amazon of a superhero.
I would be the sponge. I'm SpongeBob. You want to see me run fast? You want to see me do it again? I'd swindle people out of money. I'm like Dash. I'm Dash from Incredible and SpongeBob mixed together.
Garrett's like that one scene in
Cat
Shazam where Shazam's like standing on the stairs of whatever building it is, and he's just using his powers and charging people to use his powers.
Garrett,
I
if
would have
Garrett's
so
any
much fun with
superhero
that
on the
shit.
base level, he's kind of like movie Shazam because there's
Mhm.
literally one scene of him walking up to a strip club door and he like looks at the bouncer and he's like,
I would so use that shit for some funny shit. I know.
well, see, it's weird because like whenever we were younger, I feel like we would all be very different kinds of heroes, but
Oh,
because
definitely.
if you totally asked your younger self what kind of hero would you be, I feel like we'd all pick very different answers.
I would have
Okay.
said Superman.
What power would you want though? What power did you want when you were a kid, and what power did you want now? When I was
When I
a
was a
kid,
kid, flight.
I wanted
Flight.
telekinesis,
When I was a kid, flight. Now speed.
speed.
Jeez.
Just normal
Alright.
speed though, he can walk faster than like slightly bit faster than a normal adult.
No, like Flash super speed.
All right, I was the kid who was like, I want time manipulation, and I
That
picked like
that
the
was me
most,
too.
the most
The
like
most
specific power.
Yeah, dude. There was one point in the 6th grade that
Chronicle
I
manipulation.
had went down a list of superpowers and just wrote down the ones I would want. And people would like whenever we got asked a question, I'd list the powers. But now I'd probably want super speed just because I like Wally West.
Dude, I'd play
Oh.
like at the playground with like friends being superheroes and be like, all right, I have super speed, I have super strength. I'm like, oh, actually, you guys are all frozen because I just froze time. Okay, so shut up.
I think I just want to know everything.
You want to
Like,
be?
I want to,
You want big brain
intelligence.
power.
You kind of want.
Nah,
You
and
want to be
this
like
is-
Professor X.
and this is why though, because if I'm acting exactly the exact same way I am, I just happen to just be smart as fuck. I'll just go to class and get all my science work done, and I just don't have to ever go to class again. I'll just be chilling. I don't have to do anything. If someone says, you're gonna be doing you just want a Nobel Peace Prize," I'll be like, fuck, I know exactly what it was for too.
Well, see, dude,
I just know
it's
everything.
weird
Are you
because
do
saying you
everything the
wouldn't know
same.
At one point-
what you got the Nobel for if you didn't
Probably-
have these powers?
No, just because I would just be doing shit mad smart and then just be winning shit. I'd just be like, I kind of want to make this electrical converter.
when
Just 'cause I get
when I was
bored.
younger, I was similar to Ben where I wanted like time manipulation, but then I'm like time manipulation is cool and all, but like time travel I feel like is way cooler because you can go to the future, figure out shit. Like same thing with Garrett, you can figure out shit for like a test or whatever, get the answers, go back to when the test is starting, and then just ace the test.
What if you get
Nerd.
murdered? What if you get murdered though?
I
just
won't
wouldn't let that happen.
I just wouldn't let it happen.
See, look, but if I'm that
I'd
smart, right?
freeze time before someone put a needle in my eye.
Okay, like Professor S, is he like so smart that he can like see shit in the future or no?
No,
Right?
Okay.
With Cerebro, he could kind of.
Yeah.
about
Oh,
that,
word.
he could just find people with that.
Well, that's in the movies. So
Oh.
from what I understand in the comics, Cerebro is a connect. It's like it's a chair that you can see in people before they get their powers, and so he's using it to see into the future and who is going to have their abilities or not.
It just got
Oh,
hacked.
but it, like,
Are you telling me
it's
that
a
nigga knew
full on
Apocalypse
thing.
was coming though, or no?
Okay,
No,
Apocalypse was the
has
first
been around
mutant.
for.
He's the
Okay.
first
Yeah.
mutant.
Okay.
He was just like frozen or something. I don't even remember.
He was in a
Also,
catatonic
X-Men
state.
Apocalypse sucks.
I gotta go to the bathroom. I'll be back.
X-Men Apocalypse sucks.
Yes, it does.
Iceman.
Iceman is cool. I love Iceman.
Yeah, Iceman's great.
Iceman's dope.
Iceman and Gambit probably my two favorite X-Men.
Channing Tatum.
If I had to pick an X-Men that was my favorite, yeah, probably Iceman. He's pretty cool.
I'm not even an X-Men fan though.
I'm not either, and I really don't care for
Really,
X-Men
yeah,
a whole lot.
Iceman or Cyclops.
I like how we're all overlooking Wolverine. Because
He's short, I
dude,
mean-
think about it. Wolverine's a cool hero, but he's not that cool. Like he's a cool concept of a hero, but he's also just not that cool. He's only popular because
Yeah.
of Hugh Jackman
Wrong.
and the '90s show. Is that what it is?
No. Wolverine was one of the big three for Marvel.
But
Just in
nowadays,
general.
nowadays, who would it be?
It was
Man,
Spider-Man,
Captain,
Wolverine, and Hulk.
But nowadays, it'd probably be like what Captain America.
Spider-Man.
It's
Iron
Captain
Man,
America,
Cap.
Iron Man, and Spider-Man.
Yeah, which I like how one of them has reigned supreme, but the other two got replaced because they haven't made really good movies about them yet. Besides maybe Logan. for Wolverine.
Like, look
Logan?
at that Iron Man picture behind Miles and the Spider-Man one.
Dude, I got two
The
Spider-Mans.
gnarliest. Oh,
Two Spider-Mans, Iron Man and Batman right there. I got
And then another Spider-Man Funko Pop and
miscellaneous stuff.
Captain America Funko Pop.
Superman right
Miles, I
there.
might have to send you just a video of my entire library over here, just so people know that I know what I'm talking about.
Well, I clearly have I
okay,
have comic books. There's in my backpack.
I don't think anyone, if people know who you are, you have to be living under a rock not to know that you two know your shit.
And then there's me.
You're right up there. You're right up there. I feel like you're close. You're reaching their level. You're probably right around the same area as Thomas.
Matthew knows
I
comic
know.
lore, he just doesn't collect the comics.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Like
No
you
more
knew
anime stuff.
you know a shit ton of stuff.
This makes me sad. I lost the
That's
leg.
tough.
How'd you lose the leg?
I ripped it off.
All right. Are we ready for the game? Because I got a funny ass game.
Yeah,
Oh,
I'm ready.
Wait, one thing before, I just want to say what our favorite hero film is and hero TV show is.
Oh,
Oh, done.
Yeah.
Easy.
What?
Favorite hero film, The Dark Knight. Favorite hero TV show, Teen Titans. 2005.
Oh,
boy.
Miles.
That's a hard my favorite hero movie.
Spider-Man No Way Home.
No,
No,
Oh,
he prefers Far From Home.
no, I don't.
You said you did.
I said
Brandon.
I said when it came out, it was Far From Home. But No Way Home is like we were talking about it earlier, but it holds up to a certain degree. But all the hype around it's gone, and so rewatching it, I'm like, it's a good movie still, but it's kind of butt cheeks.
Yeah, it's like you can't look at Andrew and Toby come through those portals and get excited anymore because you already know they came through the portals.
I can.
Well, yeah, obviously you can, but you don't get that feeling like the first time.
I know mine.
All right,
Yeah,
Matthew,
I don't
what is
know
it?
mine.
So for movie, Deadpool 2. For show, first 3 seasons of The Flash.
There.
Yeah, that makes
No,
sense.
That's a Matthew answer.
That makes sense.
I was obsessed with Deadpool in middle school.
Yeah, that is
when it comes to movies, I'm probably gonna go the Batman, even though that could easily be switched with like Logan or Into the Spider-Verse. I think those are the big. I think if there was a big four, it would be the Batman, Logan, Spider-Verse, and the Dark Knight. And I think all of those are the top of the class. But I'm probably gonna go the Batman just because Batman is my favorite character of all time. And when it comes to a TV show, Invincible. I think Invincible is the best comic to screen adaptation that we've ever seen. With its way of adapting it, it's completely faithful, but it also builds upon what was in the comic.
And that's exactly what TV shows adapting should do, because
don't change anything, just bring something new.
Last of Us.
If they did that with this, do you know how crazy that would have fucking
dude,
been?
if Age of Ultron when that came out, I would have shit my pants as a kid.
Matthew watching a movie anytime shits his pants.
Well, no, I'm talking about if Age of Ultron followed the comic.
Dude, if it followed the comic, it would have blown my mind.
Shit myself, yes.
I don't know. I don't think I have a favorite definitive movie, because I've realized that a lot of superhero movies nowadays are just the exact same, and so it's kind of hard for me to follow that. Because when I was younger, I just followed it for the heroes. Like, that's all I really cared about. Because watching Spider-Man 1 through 3, it's pretty much the exact same. Like, they're all kind of dated. They're all kind of whatever. I don't know. If I had to pick a TV show, though, Young Justice. That's pretty easy for me. Just because when I watched it, I'm like, it builds upon the characters, and we get new stuff from it, and that's why I like Wally West so much.
I would like to shout out The Boys. The Boys, and Daredevil.
The Boys is a great.
I think those are the
show.
2 best live action comic shows.
If I didn't say The Flash, I would say Ultimate Spider-Man.
What about Spectacular Spider-Man?
It's good, but
Spectacular Spider-Man, spectacular. All right,
All
you
right.
guys ready?
Yeah, what's this game?
Yeah.
So I went with a superhero themed game just because it made the most sense. So
Okay.
I got 10 superheroes here.
Mm-hmm.
5 of them are made up, and 5 of them are just obscure superheroes.
Oh
Okay.
Jesus!
Yep. So I'm not going to say which one or which.
I know very obscure characters.
This is going to be the point system, okay? So you get 1 point for guessing the name. You get 1 point for guessing if they're an obscure character or made up. You get 1 point if you can guess the year that it came out correctly. I'll give you a 5-year gap in between.
Okay.
So if they came out in 2000, you get from 1995 to 2005.
Okay.
And there's one in here that I came up with myself. If you get that, it's double points plus whatever else. So
Shit.
the max amount of points that you could get is like a lot. I don't
A
know.
lot.
All right, you're right.
Okay.
You're right. Definitely a
Yeah.
lot.
No point system.
Okay. So the first superhero I have is Dog Welder. And you can tell me I can give you a description because all of these have descriptions,
All right.
made up or not.
I got it.
Hulk Welder.
You said Dog
Welder.
Dog
came out.
Welder?
Dog Welder. He came out in blank years.
Answer.
All right. Yep. Ben.
He's real.
What year? What year do you think he came out?
Came out in 1973.
Miles?
That sounds like such a weird thing, but I think he's a real DC character, and he came out like 1962.
Matthew?
I want to say real just because it's obscure, but I feel like it was in the 1920s because like it's an odd thing.
All right.
Dog Welder. He is a real character. He came out in the year 1880.
1880.
1880, and his powers are he welds dogs to his enemies.
Dude, that's the
So,
power to have.
It's odd
That's
because
the power.
Matthew picked such a weird ass date, but he also got the closest.
What date did you pick, Matthew?
1920.
I said 1920.
Because we all picked. I
Did
picked
he- oh,
1960s
yeah,
and Ben picked
you're still wrong.
1970s.
I was
All
4
right.
years off.
Okay.
That's still crazy.
So, what did you guys all say that he was?
Is
you
older
guys?
than
We all
Yeah,
said he
we
was
all
real.
said he was real.
Okay, so you guys all got 1 point. Okay. Number 2, the Furry Wonder.
That sounds fake.
We wonder. Can we get a description?
Yeah. He grows hair rapidly from all orifices of his body after he's aggravated in battle. I'm just going to give you the power descriptions. So I should have clarified that.
Say he's fake.
In what year do you think he came out?
Well, if he's fake, he doesn't have a year.
Well, on the off chance that he's real, give me a year.
All right. I'm gonna say 1968.
When did the Hulk come out?
1960s.
Yeah.
I
You
think
feel like it's a whole character?
I think his name is fake. I don't think the character itself is fake. Because there's a guy named Doc Samson who has that ability to grow his hair out really long and use it in battle. So I think the name is fake, but I think the character description is real.
I feel like he's a real, but like he's not a mainstream comic book, and I'm gonna say the 1973.
Okay. You didn't give me a year, Miles.
I'm gonna stick with the 60s, 1965.
So the Furry Wonder is fake. And I came up with the year 1965. That's fucking insane, Miles, that you guessed that on the dot. That's insane. But yeah, he's fake. So Miles and Ben get a point.
Wait, what year did I gave you a year, right?
Yeah,
You
but
said
he's fake. The
60s.
year
Yeah,
doesn't
I think.
matter. The year doesn't matter. I put the years down just in case. 1965 though. Yep. All
Well,
right.
he was 5 years within 5 years, so
Yeah, but yeah. They both. I'll actually, you know what? We will give you a point for guessing my fake year as well. So you guys are both at 3 points.
Gotcha.
Herbie the Fat Furry.
What the fuck?
Wait, re-say that name? Kirby? Like,
You say Herbie?
Herbie the Fat Furry.
I thought.
That sounds fake.
I thought he said Kirby. Oh,
Herbie the
That's
Fat
gotta-
Furry.
It's real,
uh,
and it came out in 1974.
fake. 1942.
Dude, that is such a hard question because that sounds so fucking fake. But I mean, who knows at this point, dude?
Garrett's
Jesus.
laughing so hard.
I feel like that means it's fake
Shit.
then.
That shit is hilarious.
Oh.
Fuck it. I'll say he's real. This sounds like an old ass character though. I'm gonna say 1954.
Herbie the Fat Furry is real. He debuted in the year 1958. Fuck, that's insane, Miles. You
Yeah,
got
okay.
it though. You were in the 5 years.
Oh, I did?
His
Oh, okay.
his power is sucking lollipops.
Real.
Where's the furry from? Like, where does the furry part come in?
Oh, it's just because everyone called him so fat that he stunk. That's what the description said. So they said he smelled like an animal.
That's real.
That's Matthew on a
just like
daily
me.
basis.
He's just like me.
Okay. Snowflake and Safe Space, a non-binary team of shields and snowflake shurikens.
They're real
Alright,
in like
it's
2013.
real and it's 2013. Yeah, no, it's 2016.
I'll say 2013, and they're real.
Wait,
They're
no,
Marvel
no.
characters. It
If
came
I get
out-
it right on, can I get an extra point?
What's up?
If I get the year right on, can I get an extra point?
Of course. Yeah, that's what I meant to say earlier.
Okay.
Miles got an extra point for
2017.
adding it on too. Add a point, Miles.
Okay.
2017. Ben, what do you say, Matthew?
I'll go 2015.
You guys all
Just to
think
throw
he's
it off.
real?
They are.
Well, they
they
both
are
are.
real.
We
They're
know they
both
are.
real, and they're from Marvel.
They're
Yeah.
real, and they came out in 2020. That's when they debuted.
2020.
Really?
I fact checked it because it said 2020. I was
Yeah,
like,
that's
pretty
right.
that's pretty early.
That
But
makes sense actually, because I don't remember actually hearing about them until like COVID. So that makes
dude, their
sense.
picture kind of pissed me off.
It's bad.
It's awful.
It's bad.
It's pretty
Wait,
bad.
what is their name?
Look up
What?
Safe
Safe
Space
Space.
and Snowball.
And
Snowflake. See,
Snowflake. Yep.
even with the
there's
names,
more.
they're awful.
There's more in that team.
Yeah, there's so many. All right, the next one, The Masked Mama.
The Masked Mama? What?
The Masked Mama?
It's real. I'm gonna say 1936.
The Masked. Wait, Mama or Mamba?
Mama, M-A-M-A. The Masked Mama.
And
You said
I'm gonna
19
follow the
what
same
year?
track as Ben.
1938.
Okay.
Fake. 1984.
Okay. The Masked Mama is fake. Did not come out. It's not real. The year is 1985 is what I put too, so you would have been way off.
What do you mean? I said 1984.
Oh, then I guess you got it right, almost right on. My bad.
Damn.
I thought I heard 74. Okay. Senior Fluffy Socks.
Bro, there's no way these are real.
Aw, man,
Senior Fluffy Socks.
That's 100% like a Haynes comic ad.
Yeah.
came out.
Real?
Okay, I need your answers.
1992.
Okay, what'd you say, Matthew? Real 1992? Okay.
Yeah.
Real 1989.
Okay. Miles?
I think he's fake in 1997.
Senior Fluffy Socks. The ability, his socks turn everything invisible except for his socks. Never debuted. He's fake. I made him up. 1969.
Damn.
Dude, yeah, I'm like, there's no fucking way a guy named Senior Fluffy Socks is real.
I don't know,
Senior
man.
Fluffy
There's
Socks.
a
Yeah, there's-
fuck, what's his name? There's like, forgot the character, but his name is like NFL something. It was
Superstar.
Yeah, that's it. That's what it is. It's NFL
Yeah.
superstar.
He popped up on one of my shits. I was like, I can't put this down. Ben don't know that shit or something.
There's also a character whose like power is he got his head decapitated, so they put him on a semi truck, and his power is that he's a semi truck.
That's fucked.
That's so
Okay.
fucking dumb.
Cod piece.
Real.
Real.
Real
1987.
1932.
What'd you say,
No,
Miles?
I take it back. 1967.
Okay,
He's real
Matthew?
though.
1976.
Real 1932.
He's making
did I
his
say?
live
Okay.
action debut this year.
Okay. I did not know he was real. I think it's so funny. The description that it gave me is he has a huge dick laser, so I had to put
Yeah.
it down. That shit is funny as fuck.
He's getting his live action debut. It might have actually happened a couple weeks ago.
The year was 1993. That's what I had. I don't know how accurate that is, but that's the year I had.
That's
was
probably
93.
accurate.
So
That feels like that sounds like an 80s or 70s.
Yeah, like 60s through the 80s comic book villain. You'd assume
Cod
that.
piece.
But if he came out in the
Looking it up.
90s, then shit.
Yeah.
I only know that's real because Ben showed me a picture of him, and I'm like, who the fuck is that? He's like, that's Codpiece. He's a dick laser.
Yeah.
Okay.
Ben's looking something up.
That reminds me of like the flamboyant kid from My Hero Academia
Yeah,
with his belly button laser.
1985. Okay.
So none of us were right
Okay.
anyways.
Arm fall off boy.
He's real.
Damn.
Real
I'm gonna say
1976.
I'm gonna say
1986.
1967.
He's real. 1989.
Go.
Really?
He also has
Detachable
a live
arm.
action review counterpart, and it's played by Nathan Fillion in the Suicide Squad.
That's insane.
But he's called the Detachable Kid instead of Arm Fall Off Boy.
Supersized.
Real. I bet that's like some fast food partnership that they had.
With McDonald's or some shit?
Yeah, I'm gonna go 1986. Boom, boom, boom.
Fake.
Boom,
1999.
boom, 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 boom. Miles.
I'm gonna say he's real because I'm going with the Ben's logic. I'm gonna say 1987.
Supersized. Expands up to 600 pounds, but doesn't feel the weight at all. He came out in the year 2003. He's fake. I made him up. And that's the one that I made up. So that's double points, Matthew.
Let's go.
All right. Have you been keeping your points tracked?
Not really.
So that how many
You're
is
supposed
that?
to do that.
Well, I mean, we can.
We'll
Miles
look
can,
back.
Yeah, Miles can go back and track him. It won't be hard, but
Well, I can also.
It's originally 3 points, but since it's doubled, it's 6, right?
mm-hmm.
So I'm at 11 points right now.
Okay. We're down to the last 3. Wombat.
Real 1973.
Wait. Oh, that's the wrong one. Real, and I'm gonna say 1983.
I'll say real in 1976.
Wombat, a crime-fighting wombat, 1976. He's fake.
I got
He's
the year
fake,
right though.
Yeah, but he got the year right on the dot.
Again.
Me?
Let's go.
Yeah.
All right. Skate Man.
Skate Man?
Skate Man.
Oh, Skate Man.
Skate Man. Real. That's got to be like a 72 character.
Nah, dude, I feel like Skate Man, if he is a real person, it's referring to like roller skates and not like skateboards.
Well, I was thinking ice skates.
So he's flamboyant.
Yes.
He switched it.
On that last one, Miles said 76. I said 73.
Okay.
So you got that right, Miles, not me.
I'm gonna say real 1984, and I bet it was some partnership with the Olympics.
Yeah, same here. He's real, but like 84.
Skate Man. He uses roller skates. 1983. He's real.
Holy shit. My logic tracked perfectly, pretty much.
That's insane. Miles said that, and I was like, no way.
Well, because I'm like, when you said skate, man, my brain went to like Skate 3 and like skateboards. I'm like, okay, but I feel like I would have heard of him if it was skateboards. So then my brain went to
Right.
like the 80s and like roller skating.
I liked it. The last one, Squirt.
Squirt.
Give
Squirt.
the description of his powers.
You want the description now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Water guns for hands.
Oh, that's cool. Not really. But all right.
Fake.
That's fake, I feel like.
2003.
That's real. I bet he's a sidekick. I'm gonna go 1991.
I'll go 2007.
Squirt. He's fake. 1997 is what I put down. Ben was off by 1 year. He would have got the point there. All right, that's all I had for you. That's all I had.
Good.
Yep. I thought I had to make more just in case of a tie, but I was like, I think these are pretty hard. I don't think they'll get most of these.
From what I understand, Matthew may have won this because of his 11 point. Because of a 6-point lead.
Because of the fucking double pointer.
Matthew Wood.
I think I finished off with 12.
We can look back, but the unofficial review is Matthew has the win.
Boom, boom,
Well, just because like
boom, boom, boom.
I went to a superhero name generator and I generated the names, and then I generated their backstory and their origin, but their powers. I was like, this is taking me so long,
Bro, I thought you were gonna bring up characters like Asbestos Man.
No, just because
Snowflame, because Snowflame is such a character you would bring up. Because that's a character that's powered by cocaine.
That's fucking funny. See, you guys, I knew that you guys knew most of like obscure shit. So I put the weirdest upon weird superheroes. And then Dick Laser popped up first, and I was like, yeah, I gotta put this on there.
I figured you were gonna bring up like Matter Eater Lad or like Bouncing Boy.
His description is so funny to me because it was like his girlfriend said that he was too short, but he thought in his dick, so he just got a big laser.
Yep.
He just fucking got a big. I'm fucking dying in my bed this morning. I'm crying my eyes out because it's just. Let me pull up the picture. If I might have just got. I did. I got.
We know what codpiece looks like.
Dude, it's like the shot is just here and it's just a laser.
Garrett, look up codpiece for Doom Patrol 2023.
Oh, God.
All right, I got
his live action suit.
Codpiece Doom Patrol.
Dude, of course Doom Patrol would bring up.
What the fuck?
Oh my God.
That shit looks so good.
Oh, it's so funny.
That's fucking awesome. That's awesome. That's fucking hilarious. All right.
Hold up. Before we exit the podcast, before we stop, whatever. But Ben brought up Secret Wars earlier, and how it's a big spectacle, but he also likes small stories. I think you would really like this one, Ben, because
I read it.
It may focus on like the big world event of
I really enjoy Secret Wars.
Secret Wars. I want to get the older version from like the 80s because that one is supposed to be what the movie's based upon, and so I kind of want to read it beforehand. But nowhere is selling it. Like I've looked on Amazon, and the cheapest I saw it for, I think on there, was like $90.
Always, I mean, you can always, but don't do this, but you can, but seriously, don't do this. Pirate the comic, but don't do this, but you can.
But like, I mean, you could
totally don't do it.
We don't condone it, but you could.
Yeah, I don't do that. I do, but I don't. I would never. I have, but
well, before we exit, guys, let's mention the sponsorship, NordVPN.
I wish.
Raid Shadow Legends.
Dude, we'd be making like $100 if we got Raid Shadow Legends.
Oh, have you guys seen the Ridge?
Have you seen the iPhone 11? This new innovative technology.
What about this new microphone I have?
We are sponsored by
HyperX.
Oreos family size mint flavor.
HyperX
Oh,
Oreo
Just the
collab.
one flavor.
Yeah,
Just the one flavor.
specifically mint.
we're sponsored by Emancipation, Will Smith's movie on Apple TV.
Sponsored by
We're sponsored by
Demon Slayer.
Manscaped.
UFC 284 tonight, live on the UFC app.
I'm one of the ring ladies with the cards.
Oh yeah, Miles.
All right. Is that it?
Yeah, that's all.
Yeah.
I
Miles'
mean,
Sick.
trailer day,
I'm
boys.
gonna have to cut
Yeah.
out this whole part.
nah, dude, that's what makes it funny. I
Oh,
can't
it's
cut
going
it
in.
out. It's
That's
going
going
in.
in.
That was a great pod.
Yes,
Ugh.
very much so.
All right.
I enjoy
After
I
like-
enjoy talking about stuff that we don't really get to talk about,
Yeah.
and we're actually all talking about it and excited. So that's what makes it fun.
Exactly.
But if you guys want to go follow us on our socials, they're all in the description below. I'm actually saying that so I don't have to say the name, but
Yes.
they're all in the description, our personal ones and our dorms ones. And so if you want to go follow us on TikTok, Instagram, and even here, that'd be great. I mean, you don't have to, but we appreciate it.
Comment cod piece if you made it to the end of the podcast.
Yes, cod piece. Also, comment ideas that you want us to talk about on the podcast because we've been kind of struggling with the idea part about it because we don't know where
we're open to a lot.
Yeah, we just don't know where we want to go just yet with everything. So we'd love the feedback.
Very much so.
Awesome. Well, have a good day, everyone. Peace.
Later.